John, a seasoned hunter, had ventured deep into the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, a region steeped in folklore and whispers of the elusive Bigfoot. For years, he had heard the stories, the campfire tales of a giant ape-like creature roaming the wilderness. He was a skeptic, but the thrill of the unknown and the challenge of a new hunt had drawn him in. He had spent weeks preparing, studying maps, and gathering supplies. Now, perched on a ridge overlooking a secluded valley, he felt a surge of anticipation. The air was crisp, the silence broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant call of a bird. He scanned the landscape through the scope of his high-powered rifle, his finger hovering near the trigger. Suddenly, a movement caught his eye. Down in the valley, a colossal figure emerged from the thicket of ancient pines. It was massive, covered in dark, matted fur, and moved with a surprisingly graceful, bipedal gait. John's heart pounded in his chest. It was real. Bigfoot, he had found it. The creature he'd only read about in speculative books was right there in his sights. Adrenaline coursed through him. This was the moment of a lifetime, the discovery that would make him a legend. He steadied his aim, his breath held tight, the crosshairs centering on the creature's broad chest. The forest seemed to hold its breath with him, but just as he was about to squeeze the trigger, the creature turned, and in that instant, John's world shifted. The Bigfoot wasn't alone. Tucked behind its massive leg, clinging tightly to its fur, was a smaller version of itself, a child. The mother Bigfoot, for he could now see the maternal gentleness in her eyes. Bent down and nuzzled her young one, a gesture of pure, unadulterated love. She wasn't a monster. She wasn't a beast to be conquered or a trophy to be claimed. She was a mother, protecting her baby. The sight struck John with the force of a physical blow. What was he doing? He was about to orphan a child, to destroy a family for the sake of his own ego and a story to tell. He slowly lowered his rifle, the cold metal feeling alien in his hands. He watched as the mother Bigfoot gently guided her child deeper into the woods. He had seen something far more valuable than a mythical creature. He had witnessed the universal bond of a mother's love. John packed up his gear, his hands trembling slightly. The thrill of the hunt was gone, replaced by a deep sense of reverence for the life he had almost taken. He looked at his rifle, no longer a tool of sport, but a stark reminder of his own potential for destruction. He thought about his own family, his wife and kids waiting for him at home. How could he ever face them if he had done such a thing? The forest no longer felt like a hunting ground, but a sanctuary, a home to beings who deserved to live undisturbed. He knew he could never tell anyone what he saw, not in the way they'd want to hear it. They would want proof, a trophy. They wouldn't understand the look in that mother's eyes. He made his way back through the darkening woods, the path seeming different now, imbued with a new meaning. Every shadow, every sound held a new significance. He wasn't just a hunter anymore. He was a guardian of a secret he would carry with him for the rest of his life. He would never hunt again. The experience had fundamentally changed him, reshaping his understanding of life, nature, and his own place within it. The legend of Bigfoot was real, but the true story wasn't about a monster in the woods. It was about the quiet, powerful existence of a family and the profound moment of connection that saved them. Back at his truck, he unloaded his gear, but left the rifle in its case. He drove away from the forest, but a part of him would always remain on that ridge, watching the mother and child disappear into the safety of the trees. The story of his great hunt had a very different ending than the one he had imagined. It wasn't a tale of conquest, but one of compassion. It was a story he would only ever tell himself, a silent promise to the family he had met in the wild, a promise to let them live in peace. He had gone into the forest seeking a legend and had instead found his own humanity. Years later, John would often walk in the woods near his home. Not with a rifle, but with a camera, capturing the quiet beauty of nature. He became a passionate conservationist, dedicating his life to protecting the wilderness he once saw only as a backdrop for his sport. Whenever he saw a deer with its fawn or a bird feeding its chicks, he was reminded of that day in the Pacific Northwest. He was reminded of the Mother Bigfoot and the powerful, life-altering lesson she had taught him without a single word, that the greatest trophy is unto one you hang on a wall, but the respect you show for all living things. And so, the secret of the valley remained safe. The family of Sasquatches continued to live their lives, hidden from a world that wouldn't understand it. And John, the hunter who became a protector, found a deeper purpose in the quiet act of letting them be. The legend lived on, not as a monster to be feared, but as a gentle giant, a symbol of the wild's enduring mystery and the profound connections that bind all life together. He knew the truth, and that was enough. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey today. What would you have done in John's position? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that makes you think. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Until next time, stay curious and compassionate.